George Washington was born in a family plantation house in Westmoreland County, Virginia on February 22, 1732. He had a father named Augustine Washington and a mother named Mary Ball Washington. Additionally, he had 3 brothers, 2 sisters, 3 half-brothers and 1 half-sister. Washington had a very wealthy family and grew up in a tobacco plantation home. When George Washington grew up to be a little boy, there was a legendary story where he cut down the cherry tree. But that wasn't actually true. It was in fact a myth and a make-believe story made by Mason Locke Queens. Mason wrote that as part of lessons learned and a virtue of honesty.
Father, I can't tell a lie. I cut down the cherry tree.
In 1759, when Washington grew up to be a young man, he met and fell in love with Martha Custis. They both got married. Washington was nearly 26 years old. Martha was 27 years old. They had no children in their marriage. In 1775, when the Revolutionary War broke out, Washington enrolled himself as a commander-in-chief of the Continental Army to win victory against the British Army. He was the great leader and a general. Around Christmas time in 1776, he also helped his army to cross the icy Delaware River. It was very cold and snowy at that time. He did all he could to care for his sick and wounded soldiers. In 1789, after the war was over and the country was now called the United States, Washington was elected and became the very first U.S. president. He ran 2 terms and was in office from 1789 to 1797. Tragically, on December 14, 1799, George Washington passed away in his deathbed at Mount Vernon, Virginia, as the nation mourned for him. He died of a severe throat infection that led to him to have breathing problems. Although doctors tried to save him with unsuccessful efforts, he was only 67 years old. George Washington had made quite a large mark in the U.S. history. He was also known as the father of our country. This is why we have a Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and a state of Washington that were named after him to honor him. You can see him as a monument at Mount Rushmore, and a Washington Memorial at Washington, D.C., and many great historical places for you to visit to learn about him. Thank you for watching and learning from this video. I will see you in the next biography video.